Hi guys! So as you can see by the title, this is an original book tag. This is the Chronicles of Narnia book tag. You can blame Taylor at Tales and Treats with Tay for me actually doing this. She suggested it and I'm doing it. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get started because as you know, there are 7 Narnia, as you probably know, there are 7 Narnia books, and then I have questions based on some of the characters too, so let's just get started. For my answers, I limited myself to Christian fantasy, but you do not have to do that. Feel free to use any genre you want. So the first 7 questions are, of course, prompts based on the books. I want to do a bit of a background explanation here as to why I picked the prompts I did. There is a book called The Narnia Code, which is the shortened version of a longer book called Planet Narnia. I have not read Planet Narnia yet, but I have read The Narnia Code. And this book basically hypothesizes that Lewis based each of the 7 Chronicles of Narnia on one of the like medieval symbolism conceptions of the planets. I hope that makes sense. Some of those are actually still in use today. I will explain as I get through each prompt why, quickly, which planet this book was associated with and the symbolism of the planet base that led to the question. That probably did not make any sense. Let me just get started and I'll explain. Alright, so, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, a book about royalty. Because the planet that he was representing in Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe was Jupiter. And Jupiter is the king of the planets. The king of the gods, like the Roman god Jupiter is the king of the gods and stuff. So, for a book about royalty, I'm going with The Lady of Lunaria by Michaela Bush. This book is about, basically it's a Rapunzel retelling, so there is royalty involved. Next one is Prince Caspian, a book featuring a war, because Prince Caspian is based off of Mars, and Mars being the god of war. So, for a book featuring a war, I'm going with the Alon series, because there's actually multiple wars in here, but Struggle for Alon, the struggle is a war, so this one fits. Next is The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, a book about faith. And the planet for Voyage of the Dawn Treader is the sun, because the medievals thought the sun and the moon were planets, and they only knew of, like, Mercury. Only other ones that they knew of were Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. So Voyage of the Dawn Treader is based on the sun. And if you start thinking about the imagery in some of these books, you can kind of see it. Like, there's a lot of sun mentions in Voyage. And I think, like, a medal associated with the sun is... Yeah! Yeah! He's in a very yelly mood today, the baby is. So, he might be yelling in this video. We're not sure. The sun is, like, gold is associated with the sun, and, there's an entire island where there is a pool that turns people into gold. So, anyways. Voyage of the Dawn Treader, the sun is based, sort of like, has elements of faith about it. So, I've picked a book about faith. And Eustace, for example, comes to faith, like, very clearly. Reapercheap is a very believing character, and so is Lucy. Movie. For that, I've got The Door Within, because you cannot even go through the Door Within into this portal fantasy world unless you have faith. So, yes. Alright, next is Silver Chair, a book featuring insanity or forgetfulness, because the Silver Chair is the book, the moon book. And the moon is, of course, associated with lunacy, luna, like lunacy. The moon is associated with that. So, for that, I am going with the Wingfeather Saga. I don't really want to tell you who is... Well, actually, I can probably tell you who's insane. Pete the Sockman is insane. And, yeah, if you've read this book, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Next is The Horse and His Boy, which is based on Mercury, who is the messenger of the gods. And so, we've got a road trip book. Which I think you can see road trip elements in The Horse and His Boy. Fun fact, the element Mercury is actually mentioned under the name Quicksilver in the book. So that's pretty cool. But anyway, road trip book, Lumen by J.J. Fisher. I literally just finished this like yesterday. It was really good. I liked it more than Calor. Or Calor? I don't know how you would say that. But anyway, I don't know how I'm supposed to say it. But anyway, this is a road trip book. They're just trying to get multiple places throughout the book. So there's a lot of travel. Yeah. And then... let's see. A book, A Magician's Nephew, a book about creation. The planet for Magician's Nephew is Venus, but Venus is also associated with creation, so... And I don't think... do I need to explain what Magician's Nephew is the book about creation? I don't think I do. But this cannot just be... This doesn't have to be just, like, making something. This can be any kind of creation. So, for example, like making something out of, like, it doesn't have to be this. You don't have to pick the Silmarillion, or, you know, a book in a fantasy world that tells you how the fantasy world was created. That, it's fine. Because I picked The Dragon and the Stone. I think I actually got the title right. It's the first book in the Dreamkeeper's Saga, which I want to call the Dragonkeeper Saga, but it's the Dreamkeeper Saga. And this is about a girl who can go into, by Catherine Butler. It's about a girl who can go into this realm where there are dreams, like the dreams live, and she can make things in there. Like, she's able to call to, like, I think everything she thinks of, like, can become real. Alright, and then finally, the last battle, a bittersweet ending. And the last battle's planet is Saturn. Yeah. And a bittersweet ending, again, if you've read Last Battle, you kind of know why. I'm just going to say Return of the King and leave it at that, because, you know. If you've read this book, you know Return of the King has a very bittersweet ending. Alright, and then I have, so that was the section on based around the books. Now I have a section, oh, by the way, if you're interested in that planet symbolism thing, let me know in the comments, and I will gladly make an entire video about that, because I love that, the short book especially, and I need to read the longer book. So when I read that longer book, if you want to know more, please let me know. I will gladly make a video about it. I doubt it'll do well, but hey, if people want to know, I will be glad to read the hard scholarly-ish book and then impart the information to the masses. That sounds like I've got a bunch of people watching. I know I don't, but still. Alright, next is some based on the characters of Narnia. I did not pick every character, even though I totally could. I picked just some of the ones that seemed like they were major characters. So, Peter, a leader. Like a character who is a leader. This does not have to be a king. It can be any kind of leader. So for that, I actually picked Ian. Ian, I-A-I-N. It's not how you normally spell Ian, but Ian is the best pronunciation I got for this book, for this one. From Alon. Ian is a general, and so as such, he leads people. Yeah. Next question. Susan, a doubter. And I picked Alistair. I do not remember his last name, but Alistair from... I also don't remember the name of the book that he's in. Hang on a second. Let me find that. I know it's by Wayne Thomas Batson, but I cannot for the life of me remember the name of the book right now. The Errant King is book 2. What is book 1? I do not remember what is book 1. The Errant King, Darcy Annals, book 2. Okay. The Sword in the Stars. The Sword in the Stars is book 1. And Alistair is his name. Right. Oh, it's okay, baby. Yes, Alistair is his name. He, yeah, he's got issues the entire book. But he does, but he's very much doubting everything. Yeah, pretty much everything. Alright, next is Edmund, a redemption arc. And for that, I went with Errol Stone from, The Staff and the Sword trilogy? Staff and the Stone? What is this? Y'all, I wrote down answers because I remembered the character names, but I sure did not remember the names of these books. A Cast of Stones is the name of one of the books. So let me look that up and see what the series is called. Okay, yeah. A Cast of Stones, The Staff and the Sword is the name of the series. By Patrick W. Carr. And Errol starts out as the town drunk, and he winds up as a hero. And he winds up as a hero, just to repeat that, because we had a baby yelling. A happy baby yell. But, yeah. So, Errol definitely does have a redemption arc throughout the series. Alistair honestly could be used as for this answer, too. Anyway. Alright, next is Lucy, a trusting character. And for that, I'm going with Damien. That better be his name, y'all. Y'all, if that's not his name... Damien is from the Ravenwood Saga. And again, I'm going to keep calling him Damien because I think that's correct. That better be correct. Is that correct, y'all? Damien, yes. Okay. Yay, I remembered his name. Okay. Damien from the Ravenwood Saga because he is, I haven't read book 3, but in books 1 and 2, he is great and wonderful, and he's not foolish in his trust, but he does give Selene the benefit of the doubt, and that was great. Especially when he had no reason to give her the benefit of the doubt, necessarily. Alright, next is Caspian, a king or queen. And for that, I'm going with Calvin from the Redwing Chronicles. He's the king. So, yeah. Not a lot to say there. Just he's the king. Next is Eustace, an annoying character. And that one, my answer is Bezalel from the Dream Treader Saga by Wayne Thomas Batson. And Bezalel is annoying until like the last 3 pages of book 2, or book 3, the last 3 pages of the last book, and then he's not just annoying. I don't want to spoil it for you because that is one of the best twists I have ever read. And on my reread, I was like, I think this is correct, but it's been a long time since I've read it, and my memory was correct. I didn't remember the twist. But yeah, Bezalel was very annoying in books 1 and 2 and most of book 3. Yeah, he was just annoying. But unlike Eustace, the twist did not go the way Eustace went. But yeah, Eustace is also very annoying in the beginning of Voyage, so that's why I picked that prompt for him. Next is Jill and Archer. And of course for this, I am thinking of the iconic scene for Jill in Last Battle where the quote from Jill that always sticks in my head, "Hey buddy, it's okay, I'm almost done," is, "I may not be able to stop blubbing or crying, but I won't get my string wet." And just that whole scene, that's what sticks out to me as her being an archer. So for this, I'm going with Ariadne from Ariadne and the Fire Rose by Christy A. Cole, who is a fellow Christian booktuber. Hi, Christy. Loved this book. Ariadne has a couple of very memorable. Yeah, they're very memorable. A couple of very memorable archery scenes. So I'm going with Ariadne for an archer. Next is Shasta, a character with a hidden identity. And for this, I'm going with Jolan from Dream of Kings by Sharon Hink. Jolan, this is a Joseph retelling, and so Jolan is our Joseph character, and so there are parts in this book where her identity is hidden from various different people. Next is Aravis, a strong female character, and for this, I went with a kind of an odd answer. I went with Susan Mitchell from The Restorer by Sharon Hink. Susan Mitchell is a soccer mom. She's just a normal person who stumbles into a fantasy world and all of a sudden is told, "Hey, you're supposed to be our basically chosen one." And she's like, "What? No, I'm a soccer mom. What are you talking about?" And they're like, No. We know for a fact that's who you're supposed to be." "I'm almost done, baby. I promise, okay?" Sweet baby. Oh, okay. There's a smile. Susan is thrust into this world and she has to figure things out. But she's a very strong character and I loved her. Even though she's not very good at fighting. I don't remember her being extremely good. Like, she was better than an average soccer mom would be just because of chosen one status, but yeah. Next is Digory, a wise character. And so for a wise character, I mean, we went with the iconic Gandalf. It's not that shocking, baby. Yeah, Gandalf is a wise character. He's kind of the stereotypical wise character. Like, if you think of a wise character, I think Gandalf is going to be one of, like, the first 5 people that pops into your head. Next is Polly, a smart character. And for that, I'm going with Chiron Altair from the Aeon Chronicles, because she is a very smart character. She actually has, seems like she has, like, perfect recall or something. I don't think that was explained very clearly. But yeah, Chiron is my answer for that. And then finally, Tirian, a character thrust into a situation he or she is unprepared for. For this, I'm going with Kalara from Hidden Current by Sharon Hink. Oh, I have the sequel up here. Oh, well. I won't hold it up. It's fine. Kalara has basically lived her whole life inside of this order that controls this island. And then she leaves, and she is very unprepared for leaving. And she's unprepared for the other things that she does in that book. All right. So, that's the end of the tag. So now I'm going to tag a bunch of people because I have an original tag. And when you have an original tag, you just tag a bunch of people, right? So I'm going to tag, basically, I'm going to tag Taylor from Tales and Trees with Tay, because she's the one who suggested I do this tag and actually encouraged me, to go ahead and do it. No, that is not what I meant to pull up. I am pulling up Narnia to see if, to just double check my friends who have actually rated it. Okay. So, yeah. So I'm tagging Taylor. I'm tagging Lucy from the Lucy Chronicles because she said she wanted to be tagged in this. So, Lucy, you're tagged. I am going to tag Amanda from Book Lover Amanda. I am going to tag... I'll tag... Stacy at Wondering with Stacy. I will tag Katie over at Paperbacks and Ponytails. I know I need to leave people for other people to tag, but, like, yeah. I know I need to leave people for other people to tag, so I don't want to tag literally everyone, but Anyone else I want to tag? I'll go ahead and tag Holly from Lovely Day with Holly. Okay. So, there's the Narnia book tag. Thank y'all for watching. And please do the tag in the if you have your own channel, please do the tag. Or if you want to just answer the questions down below, please feel free to do that. And I will see y'all next time. Bye.